guys, my back is a little sore, so instead of doing some technical um, recording for the series Secrets of Boxing, I decided to do a hand wrapping lesson. As you can see, I have here a toilet paper. I know it's funny, but at some certain point of our lives, we get back to normal. The toilet paper is not going to be a huge deal just because a bunch of idiots bought it all. And then everyone will be able to go and get yourself a cheap toilet paper. So the reason I use the toilet paper is I'm going to do padding. And again, it's soft, it's cheap, disposable, so why not? The reason you want to do that, let's say my hands are pretty big, and then my wrap is not that long. Like my wrap is probably like only 180 inches. For my hands, probably going to be a good idea to have a 200 inches wrap, but I don't have it, so I can do it with toilet paper instead. So let's start with wrists. So this is where you start, that's your roll, and I like to do it from tight roll. And the first thing I do, I pay a close attention to my wrist. Right. So usually I'm doing it pretty loose and nice, but when it's come to that particular space, so I'm doing it here a little bit tighter. Then I go to my thumb, around the thumb, and then I go to knuckles. So I did it once here. Then I'm going to incorporate that padding I prepared right here. So I'm going to hold it, and I'm just going to do it this way here. So I'm trying to create nice and easy padding right here, and then I go back to my wrist and I reinforce it more. Wrist is very, very important. Now from here I'm going to do some crisscrossing. So it's always I go from one side to another. So first knuckle right here and go back the same way, right, around the wrist again. Here, second knuckle, go back about the same way. As you can see, every time I create a little tension, my wrist is closed. I go back on the third knuckle, that's in the middle, right here, and I go back again, my wrist is closed, and reinforce it back. Now I get a one tight loop around the wrist, go around my knuckle and my thumb again, and coming back to my wrist. So the way I finish it, I did it a little bit more extensive here, right? And on the last loop I adjust, and again I'm holding it back, so I need it tight. So this is what we get here, right? So you have padding right here, right? So that's part is protected. You have really good amount of wrap on your wrist, and when you open it, right, this is how it's look. So when you open your palm in a good wrap, what you need to have is need to feel like a cast here on your wrist, like you have a cast, like solid cast. At the same time, you feel like this is more comfortable position than this. So you kind of, like you see, if I relax my hand, see my hand really relax, and it wants to go back to a thumb position, to a fist position, you see. So when I create the fist, I feel really comfortable. Like this is the part that I'm not really going to be tired making a fist, right? And then as soon as I want to relax, I release tension on my wrist. I release it. I feel the tightness, but I don't feel the pressure. Now when I punch, so as soon as I make a fist, the tension is right here. So when I hit, so this is solid. This is really, really solid. So in boxing, if you know, right, you're not supposed to have a fist all the time tight. Most of the time your hands are relaxed, right? And as soon as you punch, then you make a fist. And this is what exactly you want. You're relaxing your wrist and you don't have a block of circulation right here. But at the same time, as soon as you punch, you create tension right here, tension. So like I feel right now, I feel like a solid cast, but at the same time I don't have tension. It's not cutting my blood vessels in there, my veins. And that's a good drop, right? You can see now that's a solid good drop. Now, let's say you have a normal hands, not too big, your wrap is good. So you don't want to use toilet paper. You don't have to, right? That's alright. So we're gonna create padding from your wrap. Alright, so what I would do, I would put it here, right? So it's just gonna hold on something. And I'm gonna create, so I open my, so that my padding is not gonna be short, right? So I'm gonna do it 1, 2, 3, and 4. So usually I would do 6, but because my wrap is not long enough, it's not going to be enough for me to do the proper wrapping, and then the reason I made it a little bit smaller, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to apply the padding, right here. Well, you need to adjust that loop. We don't need it, right? So we'll put it right here, okay. Now I want to move this way, right? So I'm going to move this way, and now I'm going to adjust and see here's my padding on the right place, and so I'm holding it. I'm doing this wrist wrap. And remember, this here, that's a place where in the ligaments, the most important part of the ligament, it's right here, so tight. Now I'm going to go around my thumb for the better construction, and we'll start doing my crisscrossing, right here, and go back to reinforce it. Go around the wrist, now go around my knuckle and go back, reinforcing. Now I'm going to go on the middle right here, and I go back exactly the same way, reinforce it. Go another loop, right here. I go around my thumb, right here. Again, I'm creating construction, and you can see my fist is closed when I'm wrapping. And now I'm finishing my wrap on my wrist again. And then the only place where I really apply tension is right here, the beginning of my my fist, right here. As you can see again, like if I have 2 points covered, my knuckles and my wrist. Now again, right here, I don't have anything here, so I can really make easy fist. You see this, right? So my knuckles are protected. As I said, ideally I would have bigger padding, but my wraps are really small. It's not mine. I couldn't find anything. And then, so again, when I open my fist, I feel here a cast, solid, but it doesn't really cut my circulation, so I'm relaxed and doing my thing. As soon as I make a fist, tension right here, right, really tight. So when I hit something, this is really solid, and this is a proper wrap. And then I can train with it. I can have a dumbbells. I can do all this kind of exercises. Never go anywhere. It's all solid. Nothing here to grab to. Nothing like really. You can see that it's a good solid rub, and I don't have any build up here that people usually do, and then they look like this when they make in a fist. Your fist need to be tight in the glove. All right. I hope you will get the idea. Again, you have a good long rub. Use the padding this way. You want to make extra padding? Use toilet paper. Cheap, soft, doesn't do anything like really bad, especially if you put a layer of the rub before you put the toilet paper. Even if you really soak in wet, it doesn't really affect it anything, and it's not going to be messy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learn how to do it. The next time I see you, you're going to do it as well as I am. And that's another edition for Secrets of Boxing.